Welcome back to the first episode of Calavera Beach. I mean, we built the map in the last video, but this is really episode 1. Today we're going to be laying the foundation for downtown, the main commercial district, and doing a little bit of work on the main beach and some residential. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so we're laying the roads out for downtown. Downtown's not going to be too big, the buildings are not going to be too tall. I'm going to try to mostly focus the tall buildings on the beachside resorts when we actually make those, like the tourist trap resorts for rich people type thing, because we're going to actually end up making some stuff like that as the series goes on. This episode, I want to focus more on, what's going on in downtown, and note that it's very incomplete, and I just need to get this episode out, so I was going to do a lot more work on it, do more detailing, but I didn't really have the time for it, so this is what we've got, and yeah, announcements. So I've made a Snapchat for, YouTube, so you can add me there at PresYT. I'm going to start accepting snaps for videos. I'll specifically send out a snap and a tweet and maybe an Instagram story whenever I'm going to start accepting them. For this episode, I'm not going to, because I sort of just realized I needed to record the audio right now, and I can't really accept them immediately and have loads of people send them in yet, because I don't have as many followers on Snap yet. But hopefully, if you're watching this, you'll go over there, give me a follow, and yeah, you'll definitely be able to be featured in the videos yourself if you send a snap in. When I'm accepting snaps for videos. And yeah, this idea is from Fresh Popcorn. Asked him for permission to use it, and he gave me the okay on that, so thanks a lot, Fresh. I just wanted to facilitate more subscriber interaction, and I feel like this is the best way to do that. You can literally be in the video, and you can be on the other side of the world, so that's really cool in my opinion. I can't wait to get started with that sort of segment each video, and I want to implement it every single video. I have a Snapchat segment, and I think that'll be a lot of fun, so I'll be accepting snaps probably for next video, so definitely follow me there. Wait, I should be saying, like, add me there. I don't really use Snap much, but yeah, I guess it's technically add on Snapchat, not follow. But yeah, I'll just add me, I'll accept you. So anyway, right now, downtown. This is the main commercial strip for Calavera Beach. We got a surf shop, we've got a diner, we've got this really cool building that's really from King Leno's commercial collection that I've turned into this old little market, and another one over here, and I don't know, I love this. This Otherland's coffee bar asset by King Leno's, really cool, because it fits perfectly for Laguna Beach. So Laguna Beach is a really artsy place. It's not your classic tourist trap that's just really boring, but it's tropical, so you have to go there. No, it's actually really awesome, really cool little town, and it's still a tourist trap, but it's really interesting. And I think it's a really cool place. Very artsy. That, once again, as I mentioned in the last episode, this is where the Sawdust Festival is held every year. Big arts festival, and I'm trying to recreate a lot of that vibe in Calavera Beach, but I don't have all the assets for it, so I'm gonna have to make do. But it won't be ultra refined like a lot of other coastal California towns might be, because this is special, I guess. So we'll be sticking on theme in terms of the artsiness, but I'm not gonna be able to implement as much of it as you see in Laguna Beach in this series. But yeah, I'll see as time goes on. Maybe new assets will come out. That'd be nice. And yeah, if you want to make assets for the series, you can definitely hit me up, because there are like a couple things I need. I mean, just anything that's got red terracotta roofs would be awesome, because I'm really lacking big buildings with terracotta roofs. I've sort of got some low residential. I'm going to be able to make do really well with my low residential for now. I might need some like mansions in the future, but I'll make do with those as well probably. But I really need just bigger buildings that have terracotta roofs. That'd be cool, but I don't know. Yeah, you see, I'm using that coffee bar there. I added like a deck and stuff like that. We'll go back and detail that in a minute. I placed this like museum right here. This is from the Mediterranean somewhere, and I really like it. I don't detail it this episode. Once again, I don't detail all that much this episode. I mostly do that. I'll probably do it in the next episode, just the detail for downtown. But I'm just trying to lay a baseline and give you an idea of what this area is going to look like, because this is the main part of the city. I want to give a baseline for what it'll look like. I'm going to change it in the future because I want to make it as artsy as I possibly can, and not just generic. And it's a little bit generic right now, so I'm gonna have to go back to it and just edit it as time goes on. Right now, what I'm doing right here, I placed this wall you saw that's got like graffiti on it. You'll see in a moment. It's not really even graffiti, it's like murals and stuff, which is really nice. If you know of any good murals on the workshop, I definitely like to grab some of those. There's one from Kansas City that I want to grab, but there are definitely more out there, I think. But if you can find them, just definitely send a comment or a tweet or something. I'm using a lot of this ivy right here just to make it look like these buildings are, you know, not ultra refined and too perfect, but you know, that cozy feel of the ivy. I like it. So yeah, another thing, music. Usually I don't have the specific song names in the description, but I will for this series because I'm using chill hop music. I'm probably going to implement some Epidemic Sound music, but I'll name that in the description when I do. I'm going to try to make a video pop-up, you know, with the music and, you know, the song name and stuff. I'll do that in the future, though. I want to get this episode out, so I don't want to spend, like, all weekend trying to do that and then upload the episode early week. Just want to get this out. And I'll also be making new, like, pop-ups for, like, you know, the leave a like and stuff like that. And yeah, if you're enjoying, you know, drop a like. Helps a lot. If you're not enjoying, you can drop like a dislike. I don't care. Anyway, right now, fire station. Right now, we're working on this fire station here, and I'm making this. I'm covering the node up, I guess, with decals, and it's looking really good. Actually, it blends in really well. Not too much of a disturbance. Nodes were way harder to deal with before. Now they're a lot easier, which is really nice because nodes are usually really annoying, and to have them be just really easy is nice. Oh yeah, look at this diner over here that I've got just in this corner. This Chips Diner. This is like 80s themed, I guess, but it's really cool. I love this diner. And it's like on this back street. It's not facing the downtown or anything. It's just on a back street, and it's so cool. Right here we've got this Art Deco apartment building we're placing. I'm really going to place two of them and clip them together, just trying to get the right color going. But this is really nice because it's got balconies and stuff, probably really expensive apartments. Just looking over the ocean, I really like that. Next to that is the Cheesecake Factory building, which I don't like the logo much. I'm going to disable that in my content manager, and it'll probably look a lot better. I can add my own sign. That'd be pretty cool, actually. I'm going to do that when I get a chance. Add some vines or something, make that look, you know, realistic for the setting. Because once again, I'm not going for something ultra polished. You know, this city is still consumed by nature, and you know, nature controls it. It does not control nature, or at least it lets nature control it. But anyway, right now detailing this coffee bar area. Really like this. I added some of these vanilla balconies as the deck, and I think those look really cool. Those are like the after dark tourism decks or leisure decks or something, which I think are really nice. Adding some like rocks and stuff over here just behind the buildings. Just going to do a lot of that throughout the series. It's not going to be, concrete everywhere. Loads and loads of nature is what I'm planning. Here I'm adding some definitely too expensive apartments. Probably not particularly realistic, though, specific buildings for here. I don't know. Actually, no, those are probably fine. They're nice and compact. So this area right here, I'm sort of not sure what to put here. I'm just experimenting with a lot of different stuff. I end up just sticking with some, row shops and stuff. And I integrate some residential, in with that as well. So it's not mixed use, but it is mixed zoning in this sort of line over here. I'm trying to mix it up with some dark parking lots because there are a lot of dark roads around in Laguna Beach, dark asphalts, pretty rich areas, so they're able to afford it. But there isn't as much dark asphalt in Laguna Beach itself as a lot of the places around it. The roads are great, but they're not, resurfaced all the time. Okay, right now we're moving on to Main Beach. So Main Beach in Laguna Beach is the big beach by downtown. And here in Calavera Beach, I'm going to take a lot of inspiration from Main Beach in Laguna Beach. I'm probably going to call it Main Beach as well. I actually might not. If you have a good name for this main beach here, definitely give me some good suggestions in the comments below, because Main Beach is pretty boring. It's what they call it in Laguna Beach, and yeah, to be honest, it's pretty boring. So if you've got a good name for this big beach, after you see the episode, definitely tell me. Sorry for the plane in the background, it's just how it is. But yeah, so we're placing a boardwalk here and some park paths on the interior of the boardwalk in between it and downtown. I placed this little pavilion right here, and I'm trying to get it to be inside, in a little, I guess, roundabout of paths here. And I'm going to actually make these paths the normal pavement paths in a minute to blend better with the other pavement around it, or around the paths rather. And yeah, that'll make it look a little bit cleaner and smoother. But we'll detail the beach a little bit later. I'm having some problems, though, with the beach because all I've got is props. I don't have people that lie down on chairs and stuff like that. And I don't know how to get PPGs to work far away from zoning. So if you've got any ideas about that, definitely tell me, because PPGs do not like to actually do anything when they're far away from zoning, which is sort of stupid. But if I could place lounge chair PPGs, that'd be really cool, because people would actually lie down in the lounge chairs on the shoreline. And I'll show you a little later, but I actually managed to get there to be actual waves, which I know it sounds weird, but for some reason the terraforming's at a certain angle where it's very, 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 very slight, and that means water is sort of coming back and forth all the time, as you can see right there. It's really cool. So I'm trying to place some palm trees, just these California palms here. I'm mostly going to be using California palms in this series, but there are some other types of palm trees in California. These are just really iconic, so I like using them as the main palm tree. So now we're actually moving over to some residential. We're going to leave the beach for a little while. We'll actually come back to that later and detail it a little bit. Once again, not final detailing this episode. This is just a baseline. Mostly for myself, actually. I just need to know where I should be working in different episodes and just give myself an idea of what I'm dealing with. So, yeah, right here we are placing just some commercial, just on the corner over there. Actually, some Brooklyn buildings, which I think is pretty cool. They fit everywhere. In terms of the houses I'm using a lot of different houses, because people have been releasing a lot of good houses for this theme on the workshop. So I'm using a lot of VIPs houses, and I'm using a lot of, I forget the person, but somebody just released some Southern California themed houses on the workshop recently. You might have seen them in $2.20 series, Border Town, but they're really, really nice, and they fit really well here, so you'll see those later, using those here. And other than that, oh yeah, these roads. So I changed the texture of my normal, one lane in each direction, small road. So rather than having a double yellow line in the middle, it has a dashed yellow line. Because in the neighborhoods in Laguna Beach, when you're, off the main roads, it is like that. It's not a double yellow line most of the time, and I can use other roads to achieve that effect or add decals or something, but by default, it sort of is just the dashed yellow lines in the neighborhoods. So I did that, and I think it's pretty cool. I actually increased the brightness of the texture a little later, so you'll see that it looks a little bit more realistic, but yeah, adding some detail right here, lots of cypress trees. The cypress trees are really cool. They look very Mediterranean, but there are a lot of them in California as well, so just making sure to add them in here. And you're gonna have to bear with me as I get used to this style of detailing with vegetation on arid ground rather than, like wet ground or in an autumn city, because that's what I'm used to. I'm not used to this arid era vegetation detailing. It's way different. So I'm gonna have to get used to it, try to develop my own style with it. Wondering where the classic mid-video cinematics went, they're gone for a couple episodes until I actually have things to take cinematics of. Like the cinematics are going to be pretty lousy at the end of this episode because, this isn't fully detailed. The only fully detailed thing we did in this episode is that residential area right there, and everything else it needs a lot of work. So yeah, the cinematics are going to be a little bit lousy this episode, but it'll improve, and I'll actually be adding cinematics in the middle of the video, a couple episodes from now, when I actually have stuff to take cinematics of. Maybe lots of close-ups at first, but yeah, we'll get there. How in New Windsor the cinematics in the middle of the video have uploaded, what word am I looking for here? Improved. Uploaded. They've improved a lot over time, because I've had more to take cinematics of. They've more variety, larger, landscapes, stuff like that. So yeah, the videos will just get better just as we go. They're going to be a little bit less interesting, when we don't have these mid-video cinematics just all the time. But I'm going to try to, supplement the video with my Google Earth and my iPhone footage that I've got for Laguna Beach. Just going to add a little bit of that at first, and it's just probably add more as we go, and I've got more stuff to reference. But yeah, right here we're continuing to detail this residential area. Once again, I'm getting used to this vegetation detailing. I'm not used to this style of vegetation detailing, so it's going to have to improve over time, but I'm really loving it so far. I love not oversaturating areas with trees. Like, I feel like it's really lazy to just place trees everywhere, but that's what it's like in New England. So if you see me like plopping trees everywhere in New Windsor, that's because it's just how it is. Here in Calavera Beach, it's California, and vegetation's a little bit sparser. Back to working on the beach right here. So once again, this is not going to be a finished version of the beach by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just placing down some props as an idea of maybe what I'm going to be able to do here. I placed down some lifeguard towers here, as you can see. I placed down some beach blankets and beach towels. But I'm going to play some other stuff later. A lot of people pitch tents in Laguna Beach, which I think is sort of weird, but I think that's actually a pretty normal thing on different beaches. I'm not normally a beach person, but I actually really like Laguna Beach's beaches because they're very quiet, or at least the ones... I've never gone to Main Beach, actually, but I like the ones outside of Main Beach because they're very, very quiet compared to, you know, a big beach in Santa Monica or Venice or something. A lot of the props and buildings I place on this park area are going to be removed. I'm really going to have to rework this area a lot. There's some buildings I want to add near here, and something I'm thinking is actually to add a merry-go-round within the park as like an iconic little spot. It seems stupid, but a lot of, you know, little towns like this will have like an iconic spot of some sort. I don't know. I think that could be cool. I do want to build a pier, even though there is no pier in Laguna Beach. I think it'd be a little addition that might be fun to make. We'll see. I don't know if I'll end up doing that though, because it doesn't really fit for the specific type of beach, but I think it'd be really awesome to do anyway. So you might see me doing that in the future. But anyway, it's pretty much time to call it quits for this episode. I'm really surprised I'm actually getting this up at this point. I thought it was going to be like, you know, next week or something, but I want to just get this video out, and I want to be more consistent. I don't want to be uploading every 3 weeks. I want to be uploading every 1 week, and I'm just going to try to put pressure on myself to get that done. So I'm not going to sacrifice the quality of the videos. I'm just going to try to stop overthinking builds, because that's a major flaw of mine. I'll look at a build and say, I hate this, I need to redo this, and the episode will have to wait 3 weeks. Yeah, I'm going to try to stop doing that. But anyway, leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Really helps a lot. Helps new people find the channel. Subscribe if you're new around here, and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I upload a new video, so you never miss an upload of Calavera Beach. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and add me on Snapchat. The links are all in the description. Loads of cool stuff over on social media there. Please leave a comment with something you'd like to see me build in the next couple episodes. I have no idea what we're going to be doing in the next few videos, so leave some comments with some suggestions. I'll see you next time.